The vast majority of criminal defendants in Massachusetts will have the option of having a court-appointed lawyer handle their case or hiring a private defense attorney. So I don't think you can say in a general way that one lawyer is better than another. It's very much a case-by-case basis. But I do think a few general observations can be made about private defense attorneys. The first and the most obvious is that they're expensive. So I'm in Hampden County in Massachusetts, where legal billing is probably at the very low end for the state. And even here, you're going to spend between $2,000 and $10,000 on a lawyer for just a regular run-of-the-mill criminal case. Right? If your case is especially complicated or unique, you could spend far more than that. So number one, they're expensive. The second point is on reliability. Private lawyers go wherever the money takes them. And it's not uncommon for a private lawyer to have multiple hearings on the same day in different courts. And courts are spread pretty far apart here in Western Massachusetts and throughout the state. And all criminal proceedings, all criminal court sessions start at 9 a.m. So unless the lawyer picks your case as the case to be there in the morning at 9 a.m., if that's not the case, you're going to end up waiting for your lawyer for hours before he shows up from his earliest hearing to your hearing. So you often see people who have private defense counsel sit at the courthouse from 8:30 to 12:30 or later, just waiting for their lawyer to zoom in, and often he just goes before the court and asks for another date. So I think they're less reliable than the court-appointed lawyer who usually just goes to one court. The third point is on communication. All right? I think private defense counsel are far better at communication in the early stages of the lawyer-client relationship. It's sort of a honeymoon phase of the lawyer-client relationship. Right? The lawyer wants to get paid, or he's just been paid. So he is very prompt in answering the client's phone calls, emails, text messages, meeting with the client in person, and so forth. I do think this begins to wane as the case drags on. All right? Either the lawyer's been paid in a lump sum up front, or he's been paid through a retainer and he's at the bottom of his retainer, whatever it may be. After several months or a year or more, the lawyer might start to view the client as more of a burden than anything else. And communication may begin to deteriorate. The last point is on competency. I think a lawyer's competency has to be judged on a case-by-case or individual basis. Right? I will say lawyers who specialize in OUI defense are probably more competent at handling OUI cases than your average court-appointed defense lawyer who handles basically everything that comes his way. I will also say I think that court-appointed lawyers are more effective at getting things done administratively because they're in the same court every day, because they see the same faces every day, the same probation officers, court officers, clerks, judges, and so forth. I think that they're much more efficient at getting things done administratively. Private counsel, like I said, is going from court to court to court. He sees different people every day, and he doesn't have the same type of familiarity with courts and how they work and who to talk to get things done. So I've written a blog post on this, and I'll put it in the description below.